It's not enough to just be an architect, a creative professional. The real question is, what are you doing? How are you making an impact if you don't know how to answer that question, or you feel too overwhelmed, stressed out, or burned out to even think about it? I'll help you get beyond the status quo trap in our profession to get inspired again. If you're ready, let's get architecting.
Hey, Bright Lights, welcome to today's episode of Architecting. I am so happy that you are joining me here. We're going to do one of my favorite kinds of episodes today and ask me anything. That's right. You, as a member of the architecting community, get to write in with your question. I will change your name and any identifying details to protect your confidentiality. So if you are wondering how you can get your question answered, all you have to do is go to my website, architectingpodcast.com, sign up for the newsletter, and then you can reply to any newsletter that gets emailed to you with your question, and I will go ahead and answer it. Today's question comes from Audrey, and Audrey says, I am really struggling with a few coworkers who I think don't like me. They're always trying to compete with me. They complain about me to our project manager, and that is starting to create a story around who I am, what I do, what I'm capable of. And I've noticed that it shows up in criticisms I get of my performance, where I feel that my boss is being much more nitpicky of me or much more willing to shut down things that I want to explore or do. When I see other people doing the same or less than me, not getting that same criticism or getting their ideas heard, what should I do? This is a great question because most of us have probably experienced microaggressions in the workplace in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes they are rooted in sexism or racism, but a lot of times they are more rooted in the other person's issues. For example, Audrey, your coworkers may be very competitive and they may see you as a threat. By downplaying your performance, by looking for opportunities to point out your flaws, your mistakes, by trying to make you the problem, they believe that that will make them look better by comparison, and therefore they will get ahead. And they're worried that you are going to get ahead before they get ahead. Fear that you can eclipse someone can also happen. A lot of people don't realize this with people who are further along in career. I know I've had the experience of having a mentor who initially was so excited to take me under his wing and teach me everything. But as a few years went by and I started to really show up as a subject matter expert, suddenly started to try to sabotage me because he felt threatened. It's really unfortunate that this kind of stuff goes on. And it's natural when we feel that we are being treated unfairly to want to fight back. We want to be that warrior who is out there defending ourselves, protecting ourselves, proving ourselves, hitting all of those external milestones, checking all the boxes and saying, look at what I've done. Haven't I done enough? I've earned whatever it is that we want in our career. Pay attention to that. Notice me. But as you are experiencing, Audrey, that is actually 180 degrees off from what you should be doing. What we need to do instead is to unhook from that need to protect, defend, or prove, putting on our armor, right? Because what happens with armor? We think it is protecting us, but it's actually blocking us. If you think of a suit of armor, is it easy to move in a suit of armor? Do you have flexibility and agility? Do you have the ability to pivot from one kind of activity to another, or is the armor only suited for combat? Is it hot in that armor? Is it comfortable in that armor? Is it exhausting to wear that armor? Do you feel isolated in there, like you can't really sense what's going on in the world around you? Fighting, being the warrior, is putting negative energy out there. It's focusing on what you don't want. It's focusing on your flaws and your weaknesses because you're trying to protect yourself. You're putting a magnifying glass on them. So if people really are out to get you, you're actually showcasing your weaknesses instead of your strength. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they can counter that by talking themselves up. So if they accomplish something they want everyone to know, they will constantly push their credentials out or their title out as a way of preemptively qualifying themselves within the room. Not only is that kind of annoying and off-putting if you've ever experienced it, but really secure, really established, really accomplished people don't need to do that. Their work speaks for themselves. They don't need to protect, defend, or prove themselves because their accomplishments are their armor. And that's what I really want to dig into to answer your question, Audrey. When you follow your path, when you focus on what's right for you, when you don't get lost in all of the performative box checking things you need to do, you begin to magnetize more opportunities to yourself. You find yourself more willing to say yes to them, more confident about taking them on. You don't wait for permission. You give yourself permission to go ahead, to learn, to grow, to explore, to get involved with. And you have a no matter what energy around it. Somebody doesn't like that you are part of this nonprofit board, doesn't really matter to you. If somebody says it's taking too much of your time, you don't really care. If it's a professional organization and your work won't pay for the membership, you will pay for it yourself. Whatever it is, you will treat it as a no matter what situation because it matters to you. You're clear on it. It's aligned with where you want your career to go. And as you do this over time, you're collecting more and more and more receipts, proving not just that you have the qualifications, even though they take work, they're easy to earn in the long run. You are proving you have the street cred that other people believe you have the skill sets, the passion and the drive to do the things that matter to you. Remember, when we worry about what other people think, when we're in that extrinsic motivation, we're vulnerable then. We think we're putting armor on, but we're actually very vulnerable in that armor because we need to make others happy. And no matter who you are, no matter what you do, everyone is not going to love you. It is impossible. What you have to do is be okay. In fact, embrace it. This is one of the most liberating things that ever happened to me in my career was being able to say, I'm not for everyone. And not only am I not for everyone, but I'm not responsible for everyone either. I don't have to be the fixer. Everybody's on their own path. Even if they're making a mistake, if they're not interested in my advice, it's okay to let them make the mistake. It's okay to let them learn. That's their path. That's what they need to learn and explore and do, rather than trying to win over your coworkers and therefore only seeing the ways that you have shortcomings in their eyes. Start to worry about your side of the street. Start to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And you will notice that even with people that can be tricky or problematic, you start to focus more on the ways that things between you can work instead of the ways that they don't work. You stop being suspicious of a compliment they might give you. You start appreciating when they are willing to collaborate or work together. You start to recognize their accomplishments, their good ideas, which makes them much more likely to want to reciprocate with you. The relationship turns less adversarial. And the most important thing here is when we take these aligned, clear actions, when we look for the positive, when we stop fighting, when we let our accomplishments be our armor and to speak for themselves rather than us having to be super assertive about them, you develop a certain authentic way of showing up as a professional out there, not only in your firm, but in your industry. And people start to notice that. People who resonate with that start to seek you out. You start to get more and more opportunities around that without having to go into fighter mode and be the warrior, which is exhausting and stressful. You get to be the emperor who's already done it, who's able to receive the good things, and who is unassailable as long as you act in integrity. And I bring that up because we don't want to get cocky with our achievements or petty towards others, because then we will get brought down. One mistake, and you will make it, will then destroy all you worked so hard to build. But when you sit there in humility, knowing that you don't need to protect, defend, or prove anything, that the things you do are done in integrity and speak for themselves, you will start to notice that those around you start to treat you with a lot more respect and start to appreciate you more than you might have believed they would or could do. And that's a really powerful thing. It changes the game. It really shifts everything for us when we can be in that energy where we are relaxed, we are energized. We can then create more psychological safety for other people, so they're going to treat us better. We can meet resistance with curiosity instead of a bad attitude or defensiveness, which means people are going to resonate with us more, be more patient with us, be more understanding with us, be more willing to say yes to us. It means that we are going to be much more clear about our boundaries, what we are and are not willing to do. And again, if something is coming up that is a violation of our boundaries, we don't view it as an attack. We're able to just firmly but clearly say no. We're able to tell people how we want to be treated, not how we don't want to be treated. And this works whether you are dealing with someone you are mentoring, one of your peers, or somebody who is a supervisor or a manager or a principal at your firm. Keep your side of the street clean. Do your work. Act in integrity. Stop trying to protect, defend, and prove yourself, and you will absolutely see that shift. It will be so dramatic, you'll be shocked. The other great part of this is that you will have confidence. True confidence and strength isn't coming from trying to one-up somebody else or looking over your shoulder or defeating an enemy by coming back with a retort or being able to show them up when they make a mistake. It's coming from the conviction you have in what you do, from the authenticity that you bring, from the integrity in the way that you work, from the boundaries that claim the respect that you want to be experiencing from others. And I always say we need to assume positive intentions as well. Not everybody has them, I'll give you that. But when we only look for the ways that people are wrong or bad or our adversary, we automatically make ourselves the victim. we automatically give up our power and cede it to them. When you say, I'm not for everyone, I'm keeping my side of the street clean, I'm respecting their ability to be who they are, to make whatever mistakes they want to make, to do whatever they want to do. I will be respected because of my boundaries, and I am absolutely not going to try to win them over. It's none of my business. None of my business. You will have the discernment to know whether this is a situation that can be salvaged, worked with, learn and grow as a group, as a team, as a firm, or whether this is a situation that truly is toxic and one you need to exit. But you won't exit from the point of view of being a victim who's under attack and needed to escape. You will exit from a very clear point of view, knowing that this situation wasn't serving you. You won't have scars from it. You won't be bringing all of that baggage with you into the next thing you choose to do, because you will have had the discernment to just see when a situation isn't right for you. You'll have known that you did what you could, and you'll have known when there was nothing left that you could meaningfully contribute, and therefore the situation wasn't serving you. Audrey, I hope that was helpful for you and everyone else as well. I really want to emphasize that being in that protect, defend, prove, fighting back energy is a common, normal, natural human reaction when we feel attacked. And that these strategies are kind of like a muscle. They're not going to feel comfortable. You have to really be conscious about them in the moment. You have to be patient with yourself. If you catch yourself being defensive, don't make yourself wrong. Don't beat yourself up. Just look for how you could do better next time. The more you do this, the more natural it will become. The more you will see your own star rise, and the people that resonate with who you are and what you do, wanting to be there for you, your accomplishments be like seeds that you've planted, crops that you've tended, and now the harvest that you get to reap because you did the work. And no one can take it away from you. You own it. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Make sure you let me know how all this landed for you. If you're trying out some of these strategies, where is it hard? Where is it easy? Where are you seeing results? You will see results right away. I have to say that. Definitely worth the effort. Thanks again for listening. I so appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening. If you want even more content, head on over to architectingpodcast.com and subscribe to my newsletter and get some great free downloads while you're there. Be sure to follow me on social media. On Instagram at Architecting Podcast, Facebook and LinkedIn pages are Architecting, and the YouTube channel Architecting Podcast. Stay inspired.